So I will skip it till I go and find
live streaming is on.
All right.
But today you're looking like a shire anyways, Rajiv.
Thank
The
you.
kurta, etc.
And Jasbir, you're looking as lovely as usual. So it is. This is a good way of starting the stuff. Anyway, with that, may I please request Sarayu? Sarayu, please go ahead and choose somebody else while I go and discover a poem. Yeah.
Yeah. So we have after Rajiv sir, we have Cyrus on screen. So Cyrus, do you have something for us today on hair?
Yes, I do. Actually, these are just a few lines in pursuit of the hirsute.
Right.
So I'm told that the topic is hair, and it's just one more thing that men wear on top of their head. And if it's mussed up in bed, well, most men, they simply don't care. And with that, I'd like to read a poem by Karen Krutzinger about hair, and it's called "Don't Worry, Son, It Will Grow Back Soon."
Oh.
Weeks before middle school, 12 and shy, sent to get a haircut with $3. Clippers were brought out. I was too scared to look. I had never had a store-bought haircut before. The man had a funny smell. I would not know it was alcohol for several more years. He sang while he used the razor on my head. When he was done, I looked up. He said, $3, son. I started to cry. Tear ran down my face. He had given me a buzz cut. I had not grown any kind of indicators that I was a girl. I had never thought to tell him that. Don't worry, son, he said as he took my $3. It will grow back. So I went to middle school looking like a male army recruit at the age of 12. The worst year of my life at the time. Thank you.
It's very humorous, very interesting.
Wow.
Yeah. It's actually quite a sad poem.
Sad, but
Yeah, a strange situation for a young girl to find herself.
Absolutely mortifying for a 12-year-old to find herself in that position.
Yeah.
Because everyone remembers it for the rest of your life.
Yeah, your school life for sure.
Yeah, that's right. No, they'll turn up when you're 35 on your wedding day and remind you of it.
Yeah, true. Children can be very cruel.
yeah.
And a bad haircut doesn't help.
True.
Thank you. Thanks for giving that a listen.
So I think now we have Sheena on screen.
Okay, my turn.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, I've never written a poem like this before, but I really admire people who can write poetry like this. That sort of like flowy, spoken word style of writing, which I don't know how to do. So I decided to give it a try. Okay, this one is called "Why Is Your Hair Such a Mess?" Too fine, too curly, too flippy, too heavy. Such a girl as this is judged, where judgment cuts like a bad haircut, which leaves her looking too aggressive, too angry, too sulky, which might be redeemed by a parting, but there is no parting from words which blow like the high setting on the hair dryer, removing damp scorched into the scalp because her own dark brown locks cannot sustain the flights of fancy she would make if only she were blonde, because we all know that blondes have more fun. But we must guard our virtue and hide our hair lest we tempt, invite attention, bring down the destructive rages of desire, leaving flowing tears because everyone knows girls with loose hair sit in smoky cellars with boys drinking wine, beatboxing bad poetry, while their mothers pace the floor, pulling out their hair, fit to be tied like stalks of corn silk, soft flowing like the promise of a sunsilk commercial, and we shall gather, gather and tame and plait and coil and pin you down, girl, pin you down in domesticity, pin you down in tradition, or you could decide to run towards the cliff edge and jump, leaving the wind stream through your hair as it takes you down, 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 because that is how a girl with messy hair can learn to fly.
Wow, that was a beautiful poem, Shiva.
Thank you.
Very profound.
Yeah.
Excellent. Very nice. Very enjoyable.
And wonderfully read too.
Thank you.
Yeah,
So-
her recitation is excellent. Yeah.
Yeah, many years of speech and drama classes, paid for by my parents. Thank you, parents.
Yeah, I think I always say we are actually performing a poem. We're not just reading out a poem. So it's always very nice to hear a piece well done, so to say. Excellent poem. I really loved it. Very
Okay, so it's a keeper. Because I have a tendency to just delete poems I don't like.
yeah.
I should keep this one then.
Your poem cuts across a lot of social issues. Yeah, it's very profound.
Thank you very much.
Now we have Chinmay on screen. Chinmay, do you have?
Yeah. So this is a poem by Anamika. It's called Juए. Juए is lice. किसी सोचते हुए आदमी की आंखों सा नम और सुंदर था दिन। किसी सोचते हुए आदमी की आंखों सा नम और सुंदर था दिन। पंडुक बहुत खुश थे, उनके पंखों के रोएं उतरते हुए जाड़े की हल्की सी सिहरन में उत्फुल्ल थे। सड़क पर निकल आए थे खटोले, पिटे हुए दो बच्चे गले गले मिल सोए थे एक पर। दोनों के गाल पर ढलक आए थे एक दूसरे के आंसू। औरतें इतना काटती क्यों हैं? कूड़े के कैलाश के पार गुड्डी चिपकाती हुई लड़की से मंझा लगाते हुए लड़के ने पूछा। जब देखो काट कूट छील छाल झाड़ झूड़ गोभी पर कपड़ों पर दीवार पर किसका उतारती है गुस्सा? हम घर के आगे हैं कूड़ा, फेंकी हुई चीजें भी खूब फोड़ देती हैं भांडा घर की असल हैसियत का। लड़की ने कुछ जवाब देने की जरूरत नहीं समझी और झट से दौड़कर बैठ गई उधर जहां जुएं चुन रही थी सखियां, एक दूसरे के छितराए हुए केसों से नारियल तेल चपचपाकर। दरअसल जो चुनी जा रही थी सिर्फ जुएं नहीं थी। दरअसल जो चुनी जा रही थी सिर्फ जुएं नहीं थी, घर के वो सारे खटराग थे जिससे भन्नाया पड़ा था उनका माथा। क्या जाने कितनी शताब्दियों से चल रहा है यह सिलसिला, और एक आदि स्त्री दूसरी उतनी ही पुरानी सखी के छितराए हुए केसों से चुन रही हैं जुएं, सितारे और चमकुल। थैंक यू।
Extremely funny.
Nice. Very nice.
Very nice.
It captures
This is a very interesting choice.
dilemma of a person with life.
Yeah, I love the topic actually. Juing.
Yeah.
Wow.
Captures the dilemma of a person with life. Yeah. And it's very common during school time, and yeah. And I really like the phrase "Kude ka Kailash." So, nice imagery. So
Thank you.
yeah, well done, Chinmay.
Thank
Very
you.
interesting
Thank you
choice.
for adding a zest of humor in our much needed time. So now we have Gunika ji on the screen. Do you have something for us today?
Yeah. Okay. My poem today is also a little funny. Please laugh. And this is definitely fictional, but it's my experiment with hair color. Okay.
Okay.
So it goes like, I stood by the mirror admiring my style when all of a sudden I stopped to smile. A wiry thin hair stood out to glare. All silvery and shiny, it mocked me bare. My hackles up, I searched some more, dug deep down my scalp till my head was sore. And there I found a treasure so rare, strands of silver hidden everywhere. Now was not the time to fret. I had to do something to remove this threat. What if I plug them one by one? Surely they won't be missed by none. But then again I thought, then thought some. This was really an idea dumb. So off I went to the nearest store, hiding all my gems under the scarf I abhor. Right and left, left and right, I went through the aisles with unnerving fright. I picked the first box that came to sight, ran right back, my gait so light, and then I sat to start my mission. I turned into my own beautician. Ah, now I look young and give the 20s a run for their money. I'll sit on the sun deck and eat bread and honey. In my daydreams, I forgot the time. It turned out my hair color had passed its prime. When I gawked and stared at what I'd bought, you wouldn't believe I just turned into a flaming red pot.
Beautiful. Very good.
Lovely
Very
choice.
good. Beautiful. As usual, Gunika.
Yeah.
Very
Lovely choice.
She's a
Yeah.
natural inborn poetess. And how do you manage to place your rhymes? She's the queen of rhymes. And in any poem, you'll see her ability to rhyme. Yeah. You give her any topic, she can write on any topic with beautiful rhymes.
Excellent.
Thank you so
Really
much.
nice. Yeah.
But it's not happened actually, okay? Please, I wish it doesn't happen.
Fingers crossed. Yeah. Okay, now we have
Well, it happens.
Brishti on screen now. Brishti, is she there?
Actually, Brishti just messaged me. She might not be able to speak
Okay.
because she's having some issues with her mic, so she's just going to listen.
Okay. So we have now Joy with us. Joy, do you have something for us?
Yeah, yeah. So actually, this one, this one I've written. It's called "Ode to Brishti's Hair." Brishti's hair, which she whips with such flair, in case anyone annoys her, should they dare. It's thick and curly and can hold a lot of weight. I know, 'cause I've stored Ferrero Rochers without getting any hate. She's got bushy black hair, much like Hermione. If you run your hand through it, your hand would get stuck. She'd see your effort and smile like Lionel Richie, while you'll be trying to take your hair out without much luck. Rishti's hair, which she guards with a hat, wide of brim to keep troublemakers away. But she can't guard all of that, so she lets her hair down, free to play. Rishti's hair, free to play with the air, as she rides as the pillion rider with all to stare. Others who stare with envy, comparing the state of their hair. But Rishti, she doesn't care, because she's riding on a bike going fast as a hare.
Beautiful. Very nice.
Nice.
I
Really
hope
nice.
there's Vrishti. I mean, she should give you. She should be.
Well, for people who have seen Brishti's hair, will appreciate what he's saying. It's like really thick, man. I'm so envious of her hair. Yeah,
I
I
wish
wish she
you
would come and put on her camera. We could appreciate her hair. Yeah.
Where is Drishti?
Brishti is gone away. I think I can't see her.
She's having some issues with the net actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. So next time, if
Okay.
you want to have some, like, if you want to write some descriptive poems, we'll invite you. We'll make you write it.
I'm
Why?
sorry. Huh?
Next time, if you want a poem to describe someone's quality, attributes of beauty or whatever, we'll invite you.
अरे हमको वर्ड बेस्ड यू वांट मी टू पेंट अ पोएम पेंट अ पिक्चर ठीक है बट वो बात करके आई न्यू दृष्टि वुड लाइक दिस वो ऐसे
Yeah,
बताया
yeah, yeah. Send it to her.
या
Okay, we
मिले तो
have.
नहीं दृष्टि से महसूस करवा दिया मतलब शब्दों से थैंक यू सो
Yes.
मच
Oh yeah, Brishti is quite an interesting person to meet.
या
That's why I was delighted she could come. We have Kiran and Vritti joining us. Vritti has just recovered from COVID, so she may or may not put on her mic and her thing. But hey, welcome, Vritti. Very nice to see you. Yeah.
Hi everybody, I hope everybody is fine.
हाय प्रीति
Hi, sorry.
To have you back with us.
Back to you, Sarayu. You there?
yeah so we have Jasbir ji with us now charming Jasbir ji you have something for us
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. So again with hair, mine is a hair raising experience. A whiff of air ruffles my silky hair. My nostrils take a fill of fresh air. Running bare feet on the sandy beach, jumping the recurring waves that serve like a skipping rope. I break into a ditty, laughter fills the air, gulping the air. The beauty is breathtaking. As much as I stretch my mind, I've never referred to breathtaking beauty as oxygen taking beauty. Oxygen was for the chemistry classes. Oxygen and beauty did seem class apart. Today, it's dawned on me that I'm in an ocean of gases. The intricate machinery I'm made of selects oxygen and keeps me going. A singular hair-raising experience when cues are flashed by the media, graphic images of cues of young and old gasping for oxygen. Like a fish out of water, after a while let go their fight and leave their bodies behind to be taken to another queue up, or bodies to be buried or burned. To them, it doesn't matter. Dead and gone, yet they wait. Here I freak out with hair-raising virtual experience so vivid. Overwhelmed hospitals, tired doctors, high-string nurses, anxious, teary-eyed relatives, and I take my next breath of oxygen, which I've been taking for granted for decades. Goosebumps all over, my hair standing on its end. Thank you. It's a sad poem.
Lovely, Jasbir. Very nice. A reality.
yeah
Unfortunate reality. Yes.
Yeah,
virtual reality and
very sad.
definitely a hair raising experience to listen to these hair raising words so Now we have Ritika with us.
Okay, hi everyone. Okay, so my poem is today is not from my perspective, it's from the other person's perspective. So I love your hair. I love your hair. Not sure how many times I've told you that. Those cascading brown curls under the cowboy hat. I just always fall for them, no matter how you style them. Whether you straighten them up flat or tie them in a plait, whether you make a random bun, in every look you just stun. I love your hair. Not sure how many times I've told you that. Whether you color them or just leave them like that. I remember once when you colored them blue and green, I thought a peacock I had seen. I was amazed when you colored them red, but I was happy to see you following the trend. Now I'm just used to your every new experiment, and they no longer cause my bald head any embarrassment. For I'm sure I'll always love your hair, even when they might turn grey. Not sure that will ever happen, so just to say, I love your hair anyway. Thank you.
Nice. Very, very nice.
Nice.
It's very
Whoever
romantic.
says that, man or woman, the other person will be quite pleased.
Yeah, it's very romantic.
Thank you.
Good one, good one.
Beautiful poem, Ritika.
Thank you,
Uh,
Sarayu.
Now we have our poet, very talented poet Kalyanji, who's going to entice us with his baritone voice.
Glenn, you're on mute.
As usual, I don't have a topical poem. So if you want to shift me to the end of the queue, I'd be quite happy.
Okay.
Why don't you just go ahead? We can take a break from here and talk about something else, Kalyan.
So this is it's a poem that many of you, I think, like, and you've heard it many times. It's called Fernhill by Dylan Thomas. It's a
Yeah.
rather longish poem. It's around 4 minutes, so please bear with me. Fernhill, Dylan Thomas. Now as I was young and easy under the apple boughs, about the littering house, and happy as the grass was green, the night above the dingle starry, time let me hail and climb, golden in the heydays of his eyes. And honored among wagons, I was prince of the apple towns. And once below a time, I lordly had the trees and leaves, trail with daisies and barley, down the rivers of the windfall light. And as I was green and carefree, famous among the barns, about the happy yard, and singing as the farm was home, in the sun that is young once only. Time, let me play and be, golden in the mercy of his means. And green and golden I was huntsman and herdsman. The calves sang to my horn. The foxes on the hills barked clear and cold. And the Sabbath rang slowly in the pebbles of the holy streams. All the sun long it was running. It was lovely. The hayfields high as the house, the tunes from the chimneys. It was air and playing, lovely and watery, and fire green as grass. And nightly under the simple stars as I rode to sleep, the owls were bearing the farm away. All the moon long I heard, blessed among steeds, the nightjars flying with the ricks, and the horses flashing into the dark. And then to awake, and the farm, like a wanderer white with the dew, come back the cock on his shoulder. It was all shining. It was Adam and maiden. The sky gathered again, and the sun grew round the very day. So it must have been after the birth of the simple light, in the first spinning place. The spellbound horses walking war, out of winning green stable, onto the fields of praise. And honored among foxes and pheasants by the gay house, under the new made clouds, and happy as the heart was long. In the sun born over and over, I ran my heedless ways. My wishes raced through the house-high hay, and nothing I cared. At my sky blue trades, that time allows, in all his tuneful turning, so few and such morning songs. Before the children, green and golden, follow him out of grace. Nothing I cared in the lamb-white days. The time would take me up to the swallow-thronged loft by the shadow of my hand, in the moon that is always rising, nor that riding to sleep I should hear him fly with the high fields, and wake to the farm forever fled from the childless land. Oh, as I was young and easy in the mercy of this beast, time held me green and dying, though I sang in my chains like the sea. Thank you.
Lovely. Beautifully.
Very nice.
It's a
Yeah,
poet's poem, completely a poet's poem, I feel, with all those words and that nature around. Very nice. I was reading it, once you were reading it, I was reading it on my, mobile along, and that impact was so much more.
Yeah. Brilliant poem.
Very nice.
I like the recollection of childhood.
Lovely,
It is
Kalyanji.
beautifully done.
Now we have Kiranji with us.
Hey, Kiran.
Hello. Is my audible?
Kiran, you're barely audible. Your
Just a
audio,
minute.
yeah, your audio is.
Am I audible now?
Yeah.
Yeah, my fan was making a lot of noise, so I had to switch it off. Sorry.
Yeah.
My poem today is in no way related to hair, but it is a poem I've been waiting to perform for a really long time because it is one of my top 10 poems. So here it goes.
Yeah, Kiran. Yeah, okay, I was just about to say video.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
It's by Bianca Phipps and it's called Stay With Me. Talking is a matter of convincing this tangled mouth to produce something coherent. But it only works sometimes. I don't know what I'm going to say. Next time I see you, I'm going to want to be honest to God. I'm trying. I promise me you won't leave without saying goodbye. Wouldn't it be nice if I could keep the same lines of thoughts are just wreckage? They just scatter. They're just everywhere I go. I'm reminded of the time I let a boy tell me he loved me without letting him know I knew he was lying next to you. It's the quietest my mind has ever been. All this dissonant noise finds peaceful harmony, and for a moment I am free to breathe. I think about telling you this, but I'm worried it would ruin everything happens for a reason. But I don't know the reason behind that. Choice is a difficult thing with anxiety. I'm always choosing I'm always choosing between the lesser of two evils, and there's always danger. It's the familiar taste of a poorly lit street. Keys in, handing over all my secrets is like giving someone with trembling fingers a loaded gun and putting it against my heart. Beats are a funny thing. The body's language of choice. Thousands of wordless singles passed through the skin. I wonder how many of secrets your body has intercepted. And if any of them have been the right one, today I'm going to take this wild garden mouth and make it grow something soft. Does not mean weak. It just means gentle. Men with sharp teeth know how to draw blood without you noticing. Please, I'm right, here is everything I haven't learned to let go of, everything I've lost. The only thing I want back is time has a funny way of warping the memory of warmth, clouding what you used to remember the first time I cried. My body shaking apart, and your hands the steady net. I kept spilling sorry like an accident, like a cut tongue, like it was the safest way to see you go. You didn't leave. I stopped waiting for you to. Trust, I'm learning, is a sentence not easily spoken, but one worth saying. I'm trying. Somewhere in this coward's mouth is a brave heart's confession. Please tell me you hear it. I don't know how long this clarity will last. Last time I was home, my dad asked why I wasn't dating anyone, so I lied and said no one was interesting. Enough men have left with pieces of me still under their teeth that I no longer remember the taste of feeling whole. Armies have fallen to poor planning. So my mouth is just stumbling to keep me from falling in secret is the loveliest form of self-destruction is the sound of two people drowning, the warning signs under the sheets, ignoring the way it screams, no person ever asked for details of what he did. Did I lose you? Thank you.
Wow.
Can I ask a question, please?
Yeah, sure.
Is this in the tradition? Does it have some relation to the stream of consciousness technique of writing?
Actually, it's not mine, but yeah, I think it has. This poem really interested me because I was like, I keep thinking and thinking, and you reach a point where you're like, oh my God, where did I think of this? When did I think of this? How did I come to here? This is, that is why I found this interesting. Like, I do this a lot. So, yeah.
So they're not carefully constructed kind of poems, is it?
Yeah, kind of.
Kiran, your recitation is flawless. Excellent, your recitation. I love the poem also.
I agree.
And
Kiran, what was the name of the poem?
congratulations on your debut on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just posted that on the group.
Yeah. Kiran, what was the name of this poem?
It was Bianca Phipps, Stay With Me.
Stay With Me.
Yeah.
Kiran, you did a very similar poem last week as well, right? Or last time?
Yeah. It was by I guess Sabrina Benaim. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. This style of writing is the one that I'm trying to crack because I don't.
Yeah, I've been trying the same too, and I haven't been.
I write very versy poems, or I write very. So I don't know how to do this thing where you take a word and then you jump into another thing, and yeah, I love it. I love hearing it. I think it's so recitable. I just don't know how to write it. I don't know if I'm writing it right.
Yeah, I've been trying the same. Like I could get only like 2-3 sentences right, and then I'm like, okay, I don't know where to go from here.
I think it's got a lot to do with play on words.
Yeah.
Like, you take a word and then you take that word into another meaning. So if you're good with puns and you're good with references and you're good with stuff like that, then I think it kind of flows. But I think otherwise it's really, really hard to do.
It's really hard.
Yeah, but brilliant. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
It was really beautiful and had a beautiful flow, your recitation. It was like a song to the ears. And
Thank
Kiran
you.
is extremely talented, and her poem has vivid imagery to literally die for.
Thank you so much.
Someday I would literally like to be trained by you in terms of recitation and stuff. Thank you so much.
That's the new age thinking. New age, I don't know from where they get their ideas, from where they get the words. I'm at a loss completely. And the way she speaks, it's so nice and such a sweet smile on her face.
Yeah. It often makes me wonder how this simple, smiling face can, think such profound things and, come up with such deep poems. I don't know from where do you get it? What do you eat to get such thoughts?
Yeah, but this one she said is not hers.
You're true. This is not hers, but otherwise, other poems. And truly gifted.
You need to eat a lot of greens.
Okay. So now we have Vritti. Vritti is there. Vritti?
I think she's dropped out. I can't see her.
No,
She's
she's
there on
there.
screen.
She's there? Okay.
Yeah.
She's there, but
Maybe.
I think she may not be at the
Up to it,
console.
right, right.
Yeah, let's just
Yeah,
skip
she's here.
her. Let's just skip her for today.
Yeah.
Brishti is back.
Yeah, Brishti is there.
Brishti, is your audio working now? Audio and video. I don't know if you know, but Joy sang a song on your hair. So he described it very vividly. I don't know if Brishti, if your hardware is working, but if it is, unmute and join us. Yeah. Okay, back to you, Sarai.
So we have a person called Mr. Gustak on screen.
Gustak. I think he's joining us for the
Yeah, so
first
he
time.
is my friend. I have invited him. Adarsh, you wanna unmute your something you wanna share?
Yeah, last time we had a ghost.
Yeah, ghost from the past or something.
Yep.
I was hoping you
Others
would.
Others, can you hear us?
Hello, am I audible?
Yep.
Yeah.
Hi everyone.
Hello.
सर आप मुझे आदर्श बुला रहे हैं, मेरा तखल्लुस है गुस्ताख.
Okay.
I have joined.
आदर्श जी कुछ बालों पे सुनाएंगे हमें या कुछ है कविता आपके पास?
मैं मेरे पास बिल्कुल है, पर मैं आप लोगों को सुनना चाहूंगा पहले. थोड़ा अपनी शाइनेस से मैं बाहर आ जाऊंगा फिर.
जी.
मैं कुछ ढूंढता हूँ तब तक.
ठीक है.
Meanwhile.
Now we have this beautiful lady on screen. I'm forgetting
Neera.
her name.
Neera.
Neera, and a classical Hindustani vocalist and a
I've
gorgeous.
got quite used to being called a lady on the screen, whom I don't recognize. That's
Beautiful
perfectly
lady,
all right.
beautiful, huh? Beautiful, charming,
Thank
graceful
you.
lady.
That's too kind of you. I actually don't have a poem on hair. If you permit me to read something about what's going on, I kind of wrote about Corona happening in our country. If you permit me.
The stage is all yours.
Shall I? Okay, thank you very much. इस कविता का शीर्षक है मेरी कविता द्वितीय. मेरी कविता को भी कोरोना हो गया है. मेरी कविता को भी कोरोना हो गया है. वह सांस लेने को हाँफ रही है. श्वास बिना कैसे कुछ कहती. बहुत दिनों से कुछ लिखा नहीं. मेरी आत्मा मुझे है धिक्कारती. देश में प्रलय हो रही है और मैं उस पर कविता कहूं. लेकिन किसी को तो चीखना पड़ेगा. लेकिन किसी को तो चीखना पड़ेगा ताकि आने वाली पीढ़ियां जब भी पढ़ पाएं निर्मम राजनीतिज्ञों के निर्दयी व्यवहार, उनकी मोटी चमड़ी की खुदगर्जी का ऐसा व्याख्यान पढ़े कि उनके रोंगटे खड़े हो जाएं. मणिकर्णिका शमशान में लकड़ियां हो रही हैं खत्म. मणिकर्णिका शमशान में लकड़ियां हो रही हैं खत्म. राधे 6 घंटे से पिता के शव के पास खड़ा सोच में पड़ा, पता नहीं कब पिता के शव को आग देगा। कुछ 20-25 चिताओं की आग भी रात के भयंकर अंधेरे का कुछ ना बिगाड़ सकी। हम इस आग की भीषण दुर्गंध से उसके मस्तिष्क की सोचने की शक्ति खो गई। रात के भयंकर अंधेरे का कुछ ना बिगाड़ सकी। कुछ 20-25 चिताओं की आग भी रात के भयंकर अंधेरे का कुछ ना बिगाड़ सकी। इस आग की भीषण दुर्गंध से उसके मस्तिष्क की सोचने की शक्ति खो गई। वहां नकाब पोश राजनीतिज्ञ लाखों बेनकाबों की रैली करें, कुंभ के कोविड का प्रसाद दे। जब तक देश अनपढ़ और गरीब रहेगा, राजनीतिज्ञ उसकी चिता पे हाथ सेकेगा। जब तक देश गरीब और अनपढ़ रहेगा, राजनीतिज्ञ उसकी चिता पर हाथ सेकेगा। मेरी आशा की ज्योति टिमटिमा रही है, मेरी आशा की ज्योति टिमटिमा रही है। अपने को सर्वश्रेष्ठ समझने वाला इंसान कब अपनी गलतियों से कुछ सीखेगा? द्वितीय महायुद्ध से भी भयंकर इस महामारी की गलतियों को कुछ याद रखेगा। कब अपनी गलतियों से कुछ सीखेगा? द्वितीय महायुद्ध से भी भयंकर इस महामारी की गलतियों को कुछ याद रखेगा। हाथ रखकर इसकी लौ को बचा रही हूँ, हाथ रखकर इसकी लौ को बचा रही हूँ। कोशिश है मेरी कि ये दिया बुझ ना जाए। Thank you. I'm afraid I haven't done the English. Thank you.
Beautiful, very nice.
Thank you. I haven't done the English translation, but I could impromptu kind of translate. My poem also has corona. It cannot breathe. It's half का क्या होगा English word? It's panting. Without any breath, how can it say anything? It's been a while since I wrote anything, but my being is really, I'm sorry, I can't, dhikarti hai, is really condemning me. There is absolute destruction in the country. How can I do a poem on that? How can I read a poem on that? But I think somebody has to shout so that the generation that's coming next should realize the cruel politicians' behavior, their complete selfishness. मणिकर्णिका शमशान में लकड़ियां हो रही हैं खत्म. मणिकर्णिका crematorium is running out of wood. Radhe 6 घंटे से Radhe is standing there for the last 6 hours. He's thinking. He doesn't know when he'll be able to cremate his father. Some 20-25 cremation pyres cannot pierce the awful darkness of this place. But is the terrible smell of these burning pyres have numbed his mind. On the other side, politicians who are wearing masks are doing rallies of many lakh people who are without masks. They are giving this gathering Kumbh ka, the prasad, the Kumbh ka prasad. I'm afraid I'm sorry I haven't written it really. Anyway, that says that as long as the country is illiterate and poor, as long as the country is illiterate and poverty-stricken, politicians will warm their hands on their pyre. My hope the little lamp of my hope is actually flickering. Man who considers himself as the utmost, when is he going to learn anything from these experiences? After the Second World War, this corona is even worse. I am hopeful and trying to hold my hand to not let this hope die. Thank you. Thanks. Thank you.
Thank you. That was beautifully translated.
Thank you.
Thank you for the poem with very thoughtful observations.
Can't hear you.
Thank you for your poem with very
Thank
thoughtful
you.
observations and very
Thank
meaningful.
you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Priti, are you there?
Yes, sir, I am here. Hello.
Do
Can
you
you hear
have
me,
something
sir?
for us?
No, no.
Shayar?
Yeah, I'm just listening in today. Yeah.
So coming back to Gustaf ji, Adarsh ji, do you have something for us? आपको कुछ मिला?
Otherwise, Sarayu, maybe you can fill in the space and give time to Gustav.
जरूर. अच्छा, मैं आप लोगों से एक चीज पूछना चाह रहा था. जब तक मैं अपनी लिखी हुई कोई कविता ढूंढता हूँ, क्या मैं एक अहमद फराज की थोड़ी सी लंबी नज्म सुना सकता हूँ?
बिल्कुल, बिल्कुल.
Please.
Please.
That's a treat for us. Is a treat.
इस नज्म का उन्वान है भली सी एक शक्ल थी, और ये कुछ यूं है. भले दिनों की बात है, भली सी एक शक्ल थी, न ये कि हुस्न ताम हो, न देखने में आम हो, न ये कि वो चले तो कहकशा सी रह गुजर लगे, मगर वो साथ हो तो फिर भला भला सफर लगे. कोई भी रुत हो उसकी छब, फजा का रंग रूप थी, वो गर्मियों की छाव थी, वो सर्दियों की धूप थी. न मुद्दतों जुदा रहे, न साथ शुभ शाम हो, न रिश्ते वफा पे जिद, न ये के इज़्ने आम हो, न ऐसी खुश लिबासियां कि सादगी गिला करे, न इतनी बेतकल्लुफी के आईना हया करे, न इख्तिलात में वो रम की बदमजा हो ख्वाहिशें, न इस कदर सुपुर्दगी कि जिच करें नवाजिशें, न आशिकी जुनून की, न जिंदगी अजाब हो, न इस कदर कठोरपन कि दोस्ती खराब हो. कभी तो बात भी खफी, कभी सुकूत भी सुखन, कभी तो किश्ते जाफरां, कभी उदासियों का बन. सुना है एक उम्र है मुआमलाते दिल की भी, विसाले जां फिजा तो क्या फिराके जां गुसिल की भी. सो एक रोज क्या हुआ, वफा पे बहस छिड़ गई, मैं इश्क को अमर कहूं वो मेरी जिद से चिढ़ गई. मैं इश्क का असीर था, वो इश्क को कफस कहे, कि उम्र भर के साथ को वो बदतरज हवस कहे. शजर हजर नहीं कि हम हमेशा पाबगिल रहें, न डोर हैं कि रस्सियां गले में मुस्तकिल रहें. मोहब्बतों की वसूअतें हमारे दस्तो पा में हैं, बस एक दर से निस्बते सगाने बा वफा में है. मैं कोई पेंटिंग नहीं कि एक फ्रेम में रहूं, वही जो मन का मीत हो उसी के प्रेम में रहूं. तुम्हारी सोच जो भी हो, मैं उस मिजाज की नहीं, मुझे वफा से बैर है ये बात आज की नहीं. न उसको मुझ पे मान था, न मुझको उस पे ज़ौम ही, जो अहद की जो अहद ही कोई ना हो तो क्या गमे शिकस्तगी. सो अपना अपना रास्ता हंसी खुशी बदल लिया, वो अपनी राह चल पड़ी, मैं अपनी राह चल दिया. भली सी एक शक्ल थी, भली सी उसकी दोस्ती, अब उसकी याद रात दिन नहीं, मगर कभी कभी. शुक्रिया.
बहुत खूब.
Beautiful. Yeah, absolutely beautiful. Faraz is always fabulous.
Thank you so much.
But you'll have to please explain some difficult Urdu words in it.
बिल्कुल. I should have. I realized. तो अगर आप कुछ पर्टिकुलर इसमें जानना चाहें तो मेरे पास तो बुक है, तो उसमें सारे वर्ड्स की मीनिंग है. लेकिन हाँ, ये मुझे
बहुत
पढ़ना
सारे थे
है.
उसमें.
Yeah, this was quite. The Urdu was tough for me. In fact,
But yeah,
yeah,
I understand. I understand.
yeah,
बस मैं
I
उसको फ्लो
wish.
नहीं छोड़ना चाहता था. That rhythm I was very much concerned कि वो rhythm break now.
Right,
That's
that's
why
right.
I didn't.
We understand. I wish Sanjay was there. Sanjay is our in-house Urdu expert.
Translator.
But Gustaq, could you give us a brief summary kind of thing?
Yeah. So this is about एक शायर है जो अपनी एक दोस्त के बारे में बात कर रहा है.
Gustaq, could you do it in English so that we have international people also out there? They can.
Sure, I'll try.
Yeah,
Even
I mean,
Faraj would.
it may not be exact. It's an approximation can do.
So it's basically about a guy who is remembering his friend or maybe beloved, and the central idea of this poetry or this nazm is that they have a basic opinion of difference, that he wanted a relation to last lifelong, right? He wanted that possession thing to be in the relationship. On the other side, the girl was not, she was like, love can't be,
I think
it can't
she
be
said, I can never be
controlled.
serious.
Yeah. And she is not following the norms of typical love stories, and she's saying that it is useless. The idea is absurd that one person is bound to love one person only throughout his life. This is baseless. She said that I'm not a painting that you can capture me in a frame. I am a human being, and I'll keep on moving and loving and exploring. So this was the difference between both of them. But he is still remembering fondly that yeah, we had differences, but I still remember that girl sometimes, not daily, but sometimes. I kind of tried. I don't know how much I am successful,
No,
but
that gave a gist. Yeah, it gave a good gist.
this is the
Thank you.
basic.
That was beautiful, Gustaq.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
And it has a beautiful meter also, rhythm also. Like, yeah.
Sarayu, you are
Faraz?
next.
Yeah. So
Sarayu,
I
you are
did,
next.
yeah. So my poem is called Unreserved, and it deals with a lot of social issues and lot of dilemmas through which we or mostly people as adolescents have gone through. And it also deals with body image issues where long hair and hairless body is associated with femininity, and too much hair is associated with masculinity. So here goes. And puberty took away my liberty to don skirts and minis and sleeveless and noodle straps. My body, hair, getting public stare, making me uncomfortable in my own skin. The length of a school, the length of our skirts in school, a testimony to our morality. The problem lied not in our unshaven legs, but in their heads. When skirts became salwar suits to hide our thighs and glutes, the focus now shifted to our unkempt brows, a feeling so gross, and upper lips. Cat calling and name calling, manly and uncool, uncivil and uncouth. And then these butter smooth legs, in TV ads, brainwashing the lads, setting gendered standards, making it even worse for us. Farewells and pre-bridals, waxing, bleaching, plucking and tweezing, we fell into the trap of social pleasing. Not anymore. Shaving or no shaving. Let's stop raving. Femininity has nothing to do with body hair. And hairless is not the only ideal. Let's be real, because your body is your body. Thank you.
Very nice. Really nice.
Yeah.
A good message.
Yes.
Yeah. Being comfortable in your own skin.
Really
Huh?
nice.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Beautiful poetry, definitely.
I mean,
Yeah.
I think there was a movement in Sweden or somewhere where the woman who did not shave her legs was criticized, in social media, and then people leapt to her defense. This is what it is. So,
And this is really picked up, especially on Insta and all. You see, all these things have really picked up, and people are getting, women are getting more aware of things which probably in our times we could never even think of, talking loud about it.
yeah.
And I'm telling you, our children are my girls. They're teaching me so many things. I talk to them, and Sarai, you should meet them. They are one of kind with like what you talk. They like that. Sometimes I get angry and what is this nonsense? Come on, mom, chill, be in the present. Like this is not. So you have to move with the times, I think, and it's fine.
Yeah.
But it's true, that now that the physical body is not of utmost importance as it used to be maybe about 40 years back. It's your complete personality. And this was very unusual 30-40 years back, but now it's becoming mainstream.
Very common.
People
Exactly.
are talking of, people are
And
talking
girls
of
are
your
very
complete.
comfortable with they're very open about things, and they're very comfortable with speaking about issues which we never were actually.
I was raised in a family where my father never said that you can't do this because you're a girl. So where I have two boys and I've raised them also, to think that just because you're a boy, it's okay, you can do, but your sister can't stay out late. Never done that. My daughter can stay out as long as the boys, and that's 10 o'clock for them. And for the boys is a big fight. When they were young, they're grown up now.
So, are you want to do an open house now? I mean, I think we've covered everybody.
Yeah.
Have you
I
got
would just
everybody?
like to add something. So this
Yeah.
poem was from a female perspective. I would also like to write something from the male perspective in the future, because boys also have to go through a lot of things. Like if they
Oh,
don't
yeah.
have hair, they are labeled. If they have too much hair, again they are labeled. And if they have long hair, like a lot of people, especially music and a lot of things nowadays, they are growing hair and again they are labeled. So yeah.
You're so right. I learned music, and my music teacher is a youngster of 30 years old, and he's bald. I mean, I cannot tell you, and he's a wonderful human being. He's a very well-rounded human being, but he had such a complex, ma'am, I'm bald. I said, I've never noticed you were just, and he actually went and spent some hard-earned money to get some implants done for himself. So I think it's an issue with the guys too. Yeah.
Have
Even
you
Sanjay
forgotten?
Dutt did not get movies because his hairline was going back, and he had to go through a lot of procedures to come back into the movies. Yeah.
Right.
Even bald men look very cool. Yeah. No, there should not be a lot of pressure on people. Yeah.
It's really, I think it's not really relevant. Physicality cannot be everything. It's, the total personality of a person, his mind, his thoughts, etc. So
So anyway, people say baldness is a sign of prosperity. So I think it's good. You're getting the
that's
moolah.
Even the laughing Buddhas are bald, and yeah.
All right. I
Yeah.
think let's go back to
Unfortunately, no
Yeah.
prosperity here.
Yeah, no prosperity. That's right.
There is actually Sanskrit.
Guys, we're deviating.
Yeah,
Let's get back, Rajiv.
Yeah,
Now
let's
let's
get back to
it's
what
Yes.
an
you
open house
uh,
now. If
uh,
anybody has any poem or something you want to share.
Hang on, didn't we missed Rajiv? We've not had
yeah,
Rajiv.
yeah, today,
Yeah.
yeah, I know, but I was unable to
Sorry,
find a
sorry.
poem worthy of my non-existent here. So, so I think I'm going to, I'm going to be the quiet one today. Very unusual of me, but I think I will skip it. But I just want to make sure we have covered everybody. And
Yeah.
yeah, but Brishti, would you like to say something now that you're back and maybe your audio is working? Is it working? Hmm. I think she has a problem with her hardware. Okay, who else did we? I think we covered everybody. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
are you?
Yeah, Gustave ji had his a poem on like he was going to search for a poem.
Uh, so,
He has
typically at the end of the session, we have an open house where people who want to do seconds
Yeah,
are
I have
full.
a small poem. I wrote something very short. Um,
Yeah.
it is a little bit something to do with hair. So here goes. Wings take flight, body will perish. A dense thought, a soul to cherish. Lives are cheap, folded hand in prayers. Somewhere, someone still cares. A breath is but a wisp of hair to blow. Here today, gone tomorrow.
All right. Yes.
if
Tell me
wings are
about
there,
it.
they'll come back tomorrow.
That poem's going to make a lot of people go, ouch.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, are you then? If that is the case, shall we wind it up now? If there is seconds, uh,
Yeah.
maybe we can start winding it up.
Hey, folks, can I do a song? Will you forgive me?
You are forgiven always.
So will you forgive me? I mean, if there are diehard Jagjit Singh fans, you won't send assassins after me, right?
But you can give it a shot. You can give it a shot.
Okay, I'll give it a shot.
Yeah.
So this is by Nida Fazli, I think. So it goes, दुनिया जिसे कहते हैं, दुनिया दुनिया जिसे कहते हैं, जादू का खिलौना है, जादू का खिलौना है, मिल जाए तो मिट्टी है, खो जाए तो सोना है, मिल जाए तो मिट्टी है, खो जाए तो सोना है, अच्छा सा कोई मौसम, तन्हा सा कोई आलम, हर वक्त का रोना तो बेकार का रोना है, दुनिया दुनिया जिसे कहते हैं, जादू का खिलौना है, बरसात का बादल तो दीवाना है, क्या जाने दीवाना दीवाना, बरसात का बादल तो दीवाना है, क्या जाने किस राह से बचना है, किस राह से बचना है, किस छत को भिगोना है। दुनिया दुनिया जिसे कहते हैं जादू का खिलौना है। गम हो कि खुशी दोनों कुछ देर के साथी हैं। गम हो कि खुशी दोनों कुछ देर के साथी हैं। फिर रास्ता ही रास्ता है, फिर रास्ता ही रास्ता है। हंसना है न रोना है। दुनिया दुनिया जिसे कहते हैं जादू का खिलौना है। Okay, don't send assassins after me,
Very
please.
nice. Very nice. I could try, but I'm not sure if I remember the lyrics. Let me see. ये भी जगजीत सिंह का है। नहीं नहीं, ये मेहंदी हसन की गजल है, प्यार भरे दो शर्मीले नैन। प्यार भरे दो शर्मीले नैन, प्यार भरे दो शर्मीले नैन, जिनसे मिला मेरे दिल को चैन, कोई जाने ना क्यों मुझको तड़पाए, कैसे मुझे तरसाए। प्यार भरे दो शर्मीले नैन, दिल ये कहे ना जाऊं। I'm sorry, lyrics नहीं याद। अगली बारी मैं लिख के रखूंगी। Thank you.
बिल्कुल, thank you so much. Ghazals have such a calming effect on the soul. And
Yeah,
thank you,
I'm a
Kanya
big.
ji, for your beautiful, and thank you, ma'am, for your beautiful rendition.
Thank
Thank
you.
Now, I think Mr. Ranganath ji has joined us. Dr. Ranganath. Dr. Ranganath, do you have
Yes.
something for us today?
Actually, I am new and I joined right now, so I want to listen first. Then I'm searching for my poetry and all. So
We are towards closing.
Afraid you're late.
Yeah.
The session is over.
But if you
Okay.
have any poem or you want to just introduce yourself or whatever,
okay,
since you're
okay.
new.
Give me 30 seconds. Give me 30
Okay.
seconds.
Your 30 seconds start now.
Yes. Just